It's like 4:30 in the morning. I just woke up like maybe 20 minutes ago. I haven't made a video uh, like this in a cool minute. I've been really busy. But I just want to say I think a lot of us are coping in similar ways. I think a lot of us are lonely and that we grew up with this technology, right? So the way we cope, especially in this new era that no one's really prepared for, no one really even expected for it to be like this, besides the powers that wanted it to be. Uh, and what I mean by a lot of us are coping, a lot of us are doing what I'm doing. We're sitting in our personal space. We're discussing what's going on in our personal little world, hoping that maybe someone watching can connect, talk to, maybe even understand what we're going through and can perhaps help us. Because, you know, I was looking at my channel and I was looking in this YouTube and my feed, and not just my feed, but my other channel's feed. And I noticed a lot of content creators are struggling, but not just the popular ones. I'm talking about the little ones, the ones like me, where a lot of us are struggling every day, and we record it every day sometimes. Some of us can't record as often as others, some of us can't make videos as often as others, but nonetheless, we're making videos about our daily lives. Some of us. Some of us have interesting daily lives. Some of us don't really have much of a interesting life. But the thing is that we're all kind of following a same path, the same way. And I think that's all kind of interesting because really think about it, technology was something new, right? I mean, technology is something that's part of human evolution in a way. You know, we had the intelligence to make tools. That's a type of technology. Is it primitive technology? Very primitive. But the thing is, we had tools. Tools have always been a part of mankind. But when our tools have basically taken away our purpose or taken away things that were supposed to give us purpose, then what do we have left? You know, I'm not just talking about AI, I'm talking about social media, the internet. Some of this technology has made things that were done simpler more advanced. And there's something wrong, but there's something good either. And that's what a lot of people don't understand is that we were pushed to this point. You know, the point where most of us are talking to ourselves, looking at our phone, you know, wondering if anyone's gonna watch this or not, or if we look bad and shit, and how many takes are we gonna have to make of this same video. So, so it's just interesting about like both men and women, similar age ranges, me, maybe between their 19s and their like 40s. We all came to understanding that fuck, we're lonely, we're kind of screwed. Um, what else is to do besides record ourselves, talk about it, and maybe hope to find someone in the sea of madness? Because, you know, if you were to understand that maybe all of us are in the same boat, um, we can steer the boat from the waterfall, you know. But the thing is that, you know, when you have a bunch of kind of idiots in the boat, they tend to not realize they're all in the same boat and that they should all work together to steer the boat off the waterfall, the course to the waterfall, you know. But um it's not gonna happen. Sadly, it's not gonna happen. The future is looking very cold and lonely. Relationships might not be the same. No, seriously, relationships may not ever be the same. Things are never going to be the same. And that's because a lot of this was not expected. Some of it was expected, and then some of it wasn't expected. Like growing up, I never thought that Instagram would basically kind of destroy my dating future. You know, Instagram came up when I was like a teenager, and then now it's like, damn, like it's basically kind of changed the way people view each other. It's more like a market for like people, and that's what society, that's what social media has done. It's made people sell themselves, sell an illusion and an image, uh, a character, and everyone is coping. I mean, maybe this is a character. You wouldn't know, right? Maybe you do. And that's the thing. Uh, sometimes these people aren't characters. Sometimes that they're actually that person that you see on the video. And that's what's really terrifying sometimes, is that some of these people that get so many views, get so many clicks, some of them are actually kind of crappy individuals, and we're making them famous, giving them so much influence for the youth. And it just makes you wonder, like kids already have a hard time enough reading as it is. Uh, the education system here in LA, or just generally in the United States, is poor. And now you have a bunch of youth kids with poor education, usually with troubled background, and they're all watching these streamers. And these streamers are kind of one of the worst aspects of social media. And we're all in the age of basically streaming. We're in an age of technology where everything's, communication super fast, content creating is constantly being generated. I mean, content after content being generated. Some of it is barely even like there's barely any differences between some of the contents that's generated by some of you people. People make one video and then people have made 10,000 variations of that fucking video. Might need a haircut soon. Thing is, so I'm coping heavily coping, but it's not like I'm coping to distract myself. It's more like I'm coping so that I don't lose myself, that I don't get lost, and not just in my own thoughts, but in this fucking world. There's so many ways to get lost. Damn, I need a fucking haircut. Look at this. Look at this. So much hair. So much hair, no one to play with it. So much hair, and no one to put their fingers through it. So lonely. But I think that's what everybody's doing, trying to cope with this loneliness. Both men and women. We both sit in our fucking spaces, talking to people who may or may not care. So, yeah, quite interesting that both genders in many age ranges are doing what I'm doing, and no one seems to want to understand um, that the boat that we're all in is sinking faster than maybe we can save it. I mean, I'm 25. I'm not the only one in my age range that's having a hard time with relationships with women. with just being not alone and just socializing. If it's difficult for someone my age, and I think I'm very good at socializing. Am I the best? Probably not. I'm weird in most cases, but I'm just saying, if my generation's having this much difficulty socializing, forming connections, actually understanding one another as people and stuff, just imagine the next generation with new technology, with the new struggles that they may have to face, you know? So it just makes me wonder, when I'm get older, how would someone in my age even interact with someone, you know? What would their mentalities even be? Because I mean, I've heard some stories about the kids in school and other things, and I'm like, some of these kids sound really psychopathic. Maybe maybe you guys should look into that, you know? The addictions of these kids with their phones, the technology, the incapacity to sit down and pay attention and and absorb something. Uh, I heard some kids can't even read, and that's just insane and tragic. I don't like reading, but I mean, you should you should know how to read and write. But and it's technology's fault, but it's not always just technology's fault. Sometimes it's just people and humans not understanding that there's consequences for certain things. You know, as much as in technology has improved, it's also has taken away some of our natural abilities as humans. I mean, just if you're in America, just look how many fat people you have to see every day. How many fat people you walk in crowds and you come encounter at stores or at the grocery store. And I'm not trying to shit on fat people. That's just an example, though. We have so much technology. It has gave us access in a lot of ways, like food and safety and pleasures and stuff like that, to a point where it's made us gluttonous as a race. Most of us are greedy, uh, you know, gluttonous, greedy bastards. I mean, stuff in our faces, stuff in our wallets, stuff in our. We're always trying to get. And this is what happens when everybody's trying to get. So, you get a bunch of us waking up early in the morning or late at night and recording ourselves about our thoughts, our predicaments, and our situation. Oh, the cope is real, dude. And honestly, it's okay to cope because if you don't, you're basically kind of just like gonna go insane. I don't want to go insane. Not yet. Not yet. It's not time yet to go insane. Is there a time? Maybe there is no time. Damn, this guy in the alley is really screaming. Uh, that's LA for you. You know, homeless guys screaming in alleys. Very common occurrence. It wasn't always like this though. It was different, but you know that never lasts. You know, time always seems to take its toll on everything. Well, my time is up. uh, See you in the flip side.